Congratulations to the elephants of Côte d'Ivoire. And Nigerians have eaten the humble pie, but of course we're chewing on what's left and celebrating still as much as we can. As Jeffrey joins me now to look at some of your reactions to that match and of course to other stories.
Well, there's a lot of people.
How are you hanging in?
Yeah, I'm hanging in. It's football. If you're used to the game, it's 50-50. Anything can happen. Everybody brought their A game, and the better side won at the end of the day. So the truth is that, as we said, it's an emotional game. Everybody's emotionally invested. The president, the governors, citizens, everybody was watching and hopeful, especially when we're in the lead. And we cannot be worried because Côte d'Ivoire demonstrated that they can come back to win this at the end of the day. And they did it again. These were guys that were literally out of the tournament, sacked their coach and the assistant coach and finally took over. So congratulations to all of them. But that's not all people are saying on X. So maybe we'll jump into other things that people are saying. And
first of all, before we look at the reactions to the AFCON.
Yes, maybe we'll look at other things first before we look at that reaction, because people are saying a lot about AFCON. So we also had the news, which is why we say it was a big loss for the weekend, due to the fact that the CEO of Access Holdings, Herbert Wigwe, died in that plane crash. His wife, his son, and the former NGX boss and all of that. So it was a big loss for the corporate world in Nigeria. And some of you have been speaking, including people in government and people in the private sector. This is coming from Access Bank that actually give out this tweet, or put up this tweet. Today we bid farewell to a visionary leader, Herbert Wigwe, whose passion and unwavering commitment to excellence transformed Access into a global powerhouse. His legacy of excellence and passion will continue to inspire us all. Rest in peace, Herbert Wigwe. Your impact will forever be felt.
Indeed, and you know, when that news first broke over the weekend, we were hoping that it would not be confirmed.
Exactly.
But unfortunately, the confirmation came both from the U.S. agency and Access Bank itself. This one is from Unwa Fresh, and they say Herbert Wigwe has played his part on earth and his own chapter is closed. We can only honor his legacy, but the world will continue without him. And that's a lesson to those of us who feel like we own tomorrow. R.I.P. Herbert. Indeed, may his soul rest in peace.
All right, our thoughts and our prayers are with the families at this very particular point in time. Kennedy Wandera, a visionary leader, has left the stage. Nigeria has lost a magnet.
A really sad one, and he had to go with a wife and a son. Our thoughts and prayers are with the Wigwe family at this time. May God grant them the fortitude to bear this irreparable loss. This one is from Daddy Mo, and he says, a very sad day for the Nigerian banking sector and Nigeria as a whole, a tragedy that has shocked the nation. Rest in peace, Mr. Herbert Wigwe and Mrs. Chizoba Wigwe, and all those who lost their lives in this unfortunate tragedy.
And it's coming from, I think, Governor Sheyi Makinde. It says, the depth of sadness of this tragedy has brought cannot be fully expressed in words. Exactly. You were a quintessential gentleman and astute businessman who strongly believed in the growth and development of our people. Rest in peace, Herbert, and may God Almighty give the surviving members of the families of all those who lost loved ones in the crash and the rest of us the strength to bear this very colossal loss.
And David Brown is also speaking about the death of this business icon, and he says, truly tragic. I was hoping it wasn't true, as the rest of us. A corporate re-engineering servant, I believe, and an exceptionally hard worker. The country has lost another gem. May his soul, that of his son and wife and all those on board, rest in peace.
It's quite sad, and this is a long one okay, let's go to the president of the African Development Bank. He also posted on X. He said, I'm saddened by the tragic death of Herbert Wigwe, CEO and co-founder of Access Bank. His son, his wife, he was a visionary and brilliant banker. May God comfort your aged parents, children, the Wigwe family, the staff and management of Access Bank. You will be greatly missed. I remember that when we were doing the broadcast organization induction here, I had the opportunity to meet his father, and when this happened, I was just imagining what would be going through the mind of the father of Herbert Wigwe and the mother as well. So this is a very difficult time to have father, a son, daughter-in-law, and grandchild all go in one fell swoop. It's a difficult time, but as we say, our thoughts and our prayers are with the Wigwe family and every other person who lost their lives in that particular crash. We're waiting for the final or comprehensive report as to what actually happened. We don't have that yet. We're waiting on the U.S. government. Let's now go to other things you're talking about.
Yes, indeed. Up next on the turf from your comments is minimum wage, the subject about minimum wage. And Azubike Oshumili is saying minimum wage committee going for maximum enjoyment. I guess this trails concerns about the approval of 500 million naira for the committee that has been set up to look into the review of the minimum wage.
Yes, exactly. And in fact, what actually we understand that the initial memo was requesting for $1 billion, according to what we heard in the report. And then it was 500 million naira that was approved, which is the basis for that comment. Dr. Tosin Harriman says, if this letter truly emanated from the presidency, then official Albert NGR President, Nigeria Gov, that's the presidency, and Femi Gbajabiamila, which is Femi Gbaja, need to quickly query the secretary to the government of the Federation, Senator George Akume, and immediately reject the route through which classified and critical emails are dispensed. And so this is crazy.
As a matter of fact, we hear that that amount, 1 billion, was initially scaled down from 1.8 billion, but the presidency only approved 500 million.
Maybe we need to hear exactly what those monies are meant for.
We need clarification from the presidency on that fund. This one is coming from Johnson. He says, for George Akume-led minimum wage tripartite committee to have requested 1 billion naira just to have meeting and propose a national minimum wage, the request must have been padded heavily with corruption. Therefore, Nigerians must call for resignation of his position as SGF.
All right, we have a lot you've been talking about. This is concerning the release for the minimum wage committee. We also have the other one that is getting reaction across the social media, which is a statement by the Chief of Staff to the President, Mr. Femi Gbajabiamila, who was a former speaker, talking about the social media that needs to be regulated. And of course, people are not, some people are not comfortable with that. Others may support, others are against. This is coming from San Nihal Savda. He said, is he terrified of being exposed here? Make him calm down. Let him calm down. What actually matters is not what is on social media, but what the government will never address. The country is still going through some major issues, and him talking about social media, does it really make sense? That's a question that Mr. Femi Gbajabiamila will respond to.
Well, a valid question at that. Dr. Bello Anka says, the menace is the people you led that are trying to regulate the social media. The menace is the corruption that is ongoing that has crippled our nation. If we didn't have that menace, a lot of the toxicity on social media would disappear.
And this is coming from Lasbon. He said Lasbon 07. This is in support of it. The regulation is really necessary, 100%. That's coming from Lasbon. Bukola.
And this one is from One Useful Guy. And he says, why not push for menace in governance instead, or maybe menace NG leadership, which are not going to be left out? How do you explain the current situation where you have hardship in every corner of the country? Go back home with this thought. Bad leaders believe their team works for them. That's from One Useful Guy.
I want to run it through as much as possible. Ifeanyi Madumere says, this same Femi or another one is curious to know exactly, because some people have argued that the leadership of the APC came on the back of the advocacy from the social media. And they were a big beneficiary of the social media drive and campaigns to be able to unseat an incumbent president. So seeing some of them pushing for the regulation of the social media. Some are not quite happy with this, but it's a conversation for this or that or the other. But let's move on to the big one that happened just last night, which is the loss of Nigeria at the Africa Cup of Nations. We're trying to just ginger ourselves, as I say, in Nigeria, because it's a tough one. We're quite hopeful. Looking at how we fought hard to get to the finals, and when we played in the semi-finals against South Africa, we're quite hopeful that we'll win. But hey, in football, anything is possible. And it happened yesterday that the Elephants of Cote d'Ivoire were able to be the big elephants in the room, and they emerged victorious 2-1.
They took all the space.
2-1 at the end of stoppage time, and we're here. So let's find out what you're saying. Rhyme says, as man, you don't win today. I said, okay, as man, you don't win today. As I be saying now, waiting go sub this, sub be this. Oh, this pigeon is strong one, man. I don't even know what I can interpret that.
And if anybody could have understood it, it would have been you, Jeffrey.
Yeah.
But you're unable to decode it. Yeah. So perhaps Akiade LSR 10275 should recraft. Yeah. Maybe we'll be able to understand it.
I didn't watch the Man U match. I didn't even know they were playing. I was interested in what was happening in Cote d'Ivoire and Abidjan, perhaps. He was hopeful that Nigeria would do this. Bukola.
This one is from dreambrand.eth, and they say, we not even come to win safe. We came to just beat South Africa and show Ghana we are better than them. Hashtag AFCON final. No be say we won't win their plastic cups.
I remember.
I think a broken man.
Yeah, I think it was one of the players that said the trophy is not even fine. So, well, no matter how ugly or beautiful it is, we just wanted the trophy.
We just wanted to bring that trophy home.
That's our business.
Titus, take that trophy on a tour.
Yeah, Titus Adeokun says the trophy fine or no fine. We lost, and give kudos to the guys for making us proud. Niger for life, absolutely.
And Cake
we'll
Lover
support them.
Cake Lover also has a very short comment here. They say, very good refs. I hope they get better opportunities after this because they did great. Thank you for that positive comment. Hashtag AFCON 2023. Hashtag AFCON final.
There's a lot still on the AFCON. Aldo Trapani says, as a Ghanaian, I sympathize with Nigeria. They thought they were the Super Eagles, but they omitted the P. P for Pings, Super Eagles. We know you're coming for us, but you know we're ready for you as well.
You know, when you lose at the quarterfinals or round of 16, it's easier to deal with than when you lose at the semi-final.
Yes.
It's a really tough one to deal with mentally.
Yes.
You know, but you know that's what strong men are made of. Strong stuff. Okay, this one is from Fada Mirak, and have we taken Aldo Trapani? Trapani, we're taking Aldo Trapani.
Yeah, I'm taking Aldo Trapani.
Fada Mirak says, Osime and Lukman, when Nigeria needs them the most. Hashtag AFCON final, Manchester United, Ten Hag, and it goes on.
All right, we'll continue to go with this. Goody, the Eagle don't finally reach ground. Nice one. Well, thank you for your thoughts. Whether you're for and against
that
this is fine.
Ghanaian, a South African,
it's okay. And you see, some of them were stripping the Eagles of their power and the feathers and all of that. But it's okay. We'll continue to see all of that. Because let's read a few more before we jump out of here.
Okay, so this one is from Daroy. Daroy says, Nigeria football jersey sellers right now. Well, they still made their gains over the weekend because no one ever thought that Nigeria could lose at the finals.
Exactly. Padawan says, Ivory Coast just saved the world from noise pollution. Oh, no, you didn't have to go there. Whatever.
No.
No, you can't shut us down. That's the truth. We just mellow for a bit because we're not happy. We wish we won this thing. But just give us 24 hours.
Yeah. We're making a comeback. And this one is from Tuthrobi, and they say Ghana will be taking jollof rice and South Africa is taking back Amapiano. Thank you, AFCON 2023, AFCON final. Hashtag NIGCIV. This is definitely a Ghanaian or South African.
All right, Ziki D. Grace says, Nigeria with an exclamation. No Grammy, no AFCON, no electricity, no infrastructure, just giant of Africa. And inshallah. Well, it's okay. We know you're coming for us, but it's okay. It's all right. We're good. Just give us time. It's all right.
30BG is saying something similar, or AIAMUC rather is saying something similar, and they say no Grammy Award, no AFCON, just years, corruption, and bribery.
All right, so a lot of talks, a lot of comments coming from all of you. We want to thank you. Keep them coming as much as possible on the program. We'll entertain them and read it out for you to know, and for the world to hear what you're saying on X. That's our responsibility right here on the morning break. Bukola, why this is painful is because they say you do not win a silver, you lost the gold. So it's what it is, as they say.
But a silver is still a treasure. It would have been more disgraceful, not painful now, for the African giants not to have been able to make an impressive show at the AFCON 2023, and the finals was an impressive show, not just an impressive show, a statement of Nigeria's strength as far as football is concerned. And of course, the rankings will be coming out just to say, to tell where Nigeria's place is on the African football table.
Well, that conversation is what we'll be having next, to explore all that happened after 90 minutes in Abidjan. What exactly happened that the Super Eagles of Nigeria lost at that very important finals? What did Côte d'Ivoire do right? We'll be joined by two of our sports correspondents right here on the program. Join us again.